guys, big welcome to you all to our channel. We are Team Crushing the Meta, and today we're here with D-Boy. So I have got that question lately that, yo, D-Boy, what's the winning image of the deck? Like, we have seen a going first and a going second, and kind of a shadow boxing match, but what do you want your field to look like if you go first or second? Like, what's the combos if you're on 1 damage, 2 damage, 3 damage, 4 or more? How does it look like? That's fine. I could do a video about that. It's pretty nice. It's something that I do a lot when I build a deck, and then after that I will do the shadow boxing. But before I do that, it's very important to know what your winning image is, so that you know how to build your deck and also what to keep in your hand to hit that winning image. So the cards that you need or that they would do something are pretty much these, I would say. Yeah, everything else doesn't really matter. Maybe another Heinz is fine. So we have the Julian. You will never need more than one Julian. You have the Eli's, you have the Jamils, you have the Gino, Orlando, the 2 copies of Heinz. Alright, so we will start with going first. There's a big difference between going first and going second. It's also a big difference on how much damage you have. 1, 2, 3, 0, 4. If you go first, let's say that you have 1 damage, and let's say that you have 2 damage, and let's say that you have 4 damage or more. Because it could happen. There are situations where it could happen. Like Brentgate hit OT, still have 2 regulars to attack, and you're just on 5 damage, just like that. I mean, it's possible. Alright. So, which cards are active and what skills are active? If you go to grade 3 first, then you have only Final Rush, which means that, let's say that these are in your soul or whatever. And let's get a trigger into our soul as well, because the trigger is not active. Excuse me. So his skill is active. He doesn't need Final Rush or Final Burst. Doesn't matter. As long as you have a grade 3 with Bruce in the card name, his skill is active. His skill is active. If you're on Final Rush, he gets the boost. Final Burst, he gets the 5k. This is active right away if you go to grade 3. This is active as well. The Count Charge is active. The 5k or 10k depending on go first or second. Orlando's active. Gino's first ability is not active yet because you need Final Burst. Second ability to go into the soul to add something needs Final Rush. So situation number 1, which is 1 damage. What does your combo look like if you have 1 damage to work with? He or less, 1 or less. He is not active because he needs 2 or more to call something. So Julian will not play. Okay, what will play? Always Orlando. Gino in the back row, because you will use his ability to add something back to your hand, which in this case will be a PG or a Persona, right? If you don't have any of the 2, then you could have something else in a Gino, or just add one of these to your hand, which is just your right line, which is good as well, because good booster, good attackers, or just something to discard like your starter. Your front row, if you have 1 damage, for an example, you most of the time would have called a Jamil, maybe you have something like Heinz, and you have something like an Eli. That's how your field would mostly look like. The power, he doesn't get power. Only card that gets power is Heinz, and he gets boost. That's it. That's all that the field will get if you are only in Final Rush. Of course, there are cards that could get more power and stuff, but yeah. You could also, with the Jamil, have called something like Richard. that would also be good, but it should also get 5k, and which makes it better than the Heinz in this case. But then the Richard will not be able to give you the counter charge, while the Heinz will be able to give you the counter charge. So yeah, up to you, up to you. If they have the shield thing in their hand, then it doesn't matter 5k or 10k. You attack with 10. If they have Vanguards, which is a 10k, you would rather hit that. Because it's an intercept, it's a 5k, so you just get rid of it right away. And then this will attack into the Vanguard or the rear guard again if they decide to guard that. Then they retire, you draw 1, and this will move up, and this will attack the Vanguard. If they hit a trigger, this would still hit because it's 20k, even if you don't get a trigger. And then this will attack, and this will go into the soul, and you will add something to your hand for next turn. For an example, like a Persona Ride. And that's it. You have done 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks. Which the first 2 were very weak. It's just a 5k. But to remember, your opponents on grade 2, they don't have that much cards in their hands. Those many cards in their hands. Now, the same combo, but if you have 2 or 3 damage. 2 or 3 is the same. The numbers are better if you have 3, but it's kind of the same. Let's say the field looks exactly the same, but then you have a Julian instead of the Gino. Now, you attack the same way. Draw, this moves up, this attacks with boost. And then if you're on 2 or 3 damage and they didn't get a trigger, you could also choose to do it like this. You attack with a Julian and then you call the Gino right here. Soul charge 1, he gets power, gets 4 if you are on the 2 damage. If you're on 3 damage, then he gets, of course, a little bit more. So again, he will not hit above a trigger in both situations, but if your opponent guard, then he moves here instead of there. That's very, very, very important because this will still hit above a trigger. So right here you will attack, and then you will attack. That's pretty much it. So you get 1 more attack. It's not strong, but it's an attack. Now there is another route. Let's say, for an example, you have nothing in your soul that you want to add to your hand, or they hit a trigger and you just want to attack more. You'd be like, yo, you know what? I just want to hit you for more attacks. Now, how does your field look like? It's the same, just like that. And then you attack, the 5k, of course. Draw, this moves up. It could go right here. It needs to go right here. You attack, so you hit a higher number, and then you activate the skill to get from your soul something like a Jamil, and the Jamil could get something like a Steve. And with this, you have another strong column right here to attack. So that is better. Attack with the Vanguard, attack with this. Again, 5 attacks. With Julian, it's always 5 attacks, but you could choose to have the Julian on this side for a weaker attack, or you could choose to do it like this and you have a strong attacker. What's the big difference? Big difference is you have this left in the front row, but you didn't add anything back to your hand with the cards like Gino. So it all depends on the cards in your soul and if you want to add something. Now, of course, next turn you will Persona Ride, and then you will do the 7 attack combo, which is, again, it's very simple. This retires, and then you call something, and then you have something in the front row, or you just move this up, and then you attack. This, you have a Persona Ride, so your front row, of course, has the 10k. This has the 5k. This has 10k, and this has 5. So 13, 23. This is 30, they retire, you draw, this moves up, and now of course you have 4 more damage, so you attack with this, you call the Gino and the Heinz, and then those 2 will be strong. This gets the 10k, he gets nothing. So this is 10, 20, 30, 38. This is 48, depending on how much damage you are. If you're not on 5, you're on 4, then it's a little bit less. Just like that. So this is 16, 26, 36, 46 instead of the 48. 2k more because you have two. You have one less damage. Then you attack with this, then you attack with this, and then you counterblast to restand this column, which will be 56, and then you soul blast to restand this column, which will be 38. So that's basically it. You have, if you are on 1 damage, if you are on 2 damage, and if you are on 3 damage or 4 or 5. The 1 on 2 are if you have 1, then you could not use the skill of Julian and the Jamil, even if you have Heinz, which is it's very important. But like I could go more in depth about it, which I could do again, but it's all about you knowing your deck. What do I mean? Well, it's actually very simple. By having only 1 damage, the skill of Julian is not active, which means this combo does not exist. If you have 2 damage, then this combo exists with or without Heinz, because you attack, you call, you attack, you call, and you use the skill to call right here, and that's it. You have 2 strong attacks. Then the other combo, as I explained, you can just move it right here, attack with it, and then you call the Geno right here, and then attack with the Vanguard, and attack with the Geno. Again, it depends on how much damage you have, and depend also on your soul. But basically, that is the whole kind of winning image of the deck. If you go first, and your opponent's on grade 2. Now we will do another video where we explain how it would look like if your opponent is on grade 3. So if they play DP or you went second, and that of course changes things because then you will be on final burst. So this was just the first turn you hit grade 3. What does it look like if you have all the right cards? And depending on the damage that you have, what are the combos you could do? Now, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in on our channel and for enjoying these videos. And again, if you're interested in the next video, which will be going second winning image or first turn, then I will explain that as well. Thanks for watching. Until next time.